Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the Japanese A7M2 sitting at 5.3 battle rating these days. It has received a battle rating increase recently, and for that I wanted to revisit the plane. The plane isn't fast. The maximum speed of this plane at sea level without web is 523 kilometers an hour and 546 kilometers an hour with web. At 4500 meters the plane can go up to 473 kilometers an hour without web and 492 with web, and finally at 6500 meters the plane can go up to 439 kilometers an hour without web and 452 with web. Definitely not the fastest plane. It's slower than the Ta H1 and well, definitely not a winner in the speed department, let's say. We take out this AD4 with a crit and a fire. It's still alive. Taking the AD2 also with a fire, and this PB4Y is lining up for a perfect shot. I can just continue in my line here and easily, without losing any speed, take aim on this third target. That is my first kill actually. The two ADs are burning up, hopefully, as this beer can comes in. We'll take a short and sharp turn to the left, looping over in the vertical and coming on in her tail, seeing if we can conquer the 6, let's say. Let's see if we can get a shot. Yes, there goes the beer can, and there is a P-47 on the way as well, as we're gonna turn into the left, turn to the right as he starts shooting and pull over in the vertical. As he is faster, he should, yeah, he's going straight through. We're rolling over the top and coming in on his tail. He's trying to escape, but he also lost some speed in that turn. He is extending. Actually not, where the acceleration on this plane isn't bad, by the way. But yeah, he basically finished his speed off very, very quickly in that turn. We got our ace. That must have been the quickest ace that I've had in the last 2 years or something. I can't remember a quicker ace than that. That was an ace in minute and a half or something like that. That was a pretty nice beginning. Let's continue with the plane. The top speed in a dive is 784 kilometers an hour before it redlines and 880 before it rips apart. Now that's quite decent. Is that the effective dive speed? Not really. The control stiffening starts to be noticeable at 500 kilometers an hour, gets worse through 600 and starts to become really severe, especially in the roll rate at 700. The elevator stays decently functional then, but at 750, 800 the elevator also starts to stiffen up. The stall speed in the plane is 165 kilometers an hour, which is decent, but nothing to write home about. It's alright, but many planes have 150, 160, so slightly better than this one. The firepower in the plane is good. The plane has two 20mm Type 99 Model 2 cannons with 200 rounds per gun. I use universal for those. It also has two 13.2mm Type 3 machine guns with 300 rounds per gun. I use stealth for those, and a 600 meter convergence. You can throw some 60 kilo bombs on this thing, or a combination of different kinds of rockets. One pair, let's say. So rockets or bombs on this plane. It's a nice little extra, I would say. The ammo load on the plane is great. The guns are not rapid firing, so you take a while with this ammo load. The acceleration in a straight line is good, and in a dive it's very good. Energy retention in the horizontal is good, and in the vertical is decent. Climb rate is very good. The plane really functions really nice with this, and also like I said, pretty good in the vertical. The except if you start rolling too much in the vertical, you can lose a lot of speed pulling G's, because this has a lot of wing surface, let's say, and you'll easily start losing speed. The turn time in the plane is decent and good with flaps. Absolutely, with the flaps really help, and the turn time is really nice then. The flaps rip off at 540 kilometers an hour. Roll rate is decent, and the overall maneuverability I would call good. Really, there is a lot of planes that this plane outmaneuvers at this battle rating. and you don't have to be afraid for a lot of planes. The maneuverability very nice, like I said. The overheating is present and can build up with excessive web usage, but it is easily manageable. It also cools off very easily. The durability in the plane is decent. It can take a hit or two and still be able to fly back home. And a land and repair, that is pretty doable in the plane. Of course, a hit to the wingtips can still take a wing off. It is not invincible, but I quite liked the durability on the plane. It is also one of the first Japanese plane with self-sealing fuel tanks, so this plane is a lot less vulnerable to fires, which is nice. Overall, this plane is a jack of all trades. It is one of the first Zeros that can dive a little bit, it can energy fight decently well, and it can turn fight. Less good than the earlier models of Zeros, but it can still turn fight. And although it is not a dedicated turner, let's say, it is also not a dedicated boom and zoomer or energy fighter. It is a plane that can fit into all roles very well and fill the role good for a non-specific plane, let's say. For a non-dedicated fighter in any of the roles, this plane does them all pretty well, and that makes it a very nice plane. Absolutely very strong plane that can transition between the roles very easily, and that gives you a lot of options. I find it a very versatile fighter that can surprise people left and right. Firepower is also nice, and like I said, those ammo loads do feel much better than the 200 and 300 rounds that I mean, in the usual plane with a rapid firing, the 300 rounds you shoot through that pretty quickly, but this plane, it feels like almost double that. Here comes P-47. We take her up. I thought I was high enough, but we crash into something. I looked at I didn't look at the replay, but I looked at this footage quite a few times, and I think I was high enough, but maybe I crashed into some of his wreckage while I shot him. I don't know, but it felt very weird to be hit, to be crashing into him after I pulled up that much. Anyway, it must have been the extreme wingtip if we even hit the plane itself. But 7 kills in this match with an unclean ending, let's say, unfortunately, but I found it a very nice match in my flyout in this plane. Worth the watch despite the death. Terror of the Sky. We've got 110,000 Silver Lions and 3,200 research points. First in the team. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. The A7M2 is a fantastic plane to fly. It gives you a lot of options between the 3 different roles. Without being dedicated in either of the 3 roles, this plane is designed to fulfill all 3 roles without much effort. It's pretty good in all 3 of the roles, and you can do something in all of the 3 roles. That makes it very versatile, like I said, and it makes it a plane that I personally like to fly out a lot. I always love these planes that you can describe as a jack of all trades, because it gives you options and it gives you a surprise in any situation, and that is nice. I love that, and I also enjoy it very much to fly this plane out again. The plane still performs very nicely at 5.3. I mean, it starts to face really difficult opposition there, and it's definitely outspeeded by most of the opposition, but it does have the maneuverability to outmaneuver most of the opposition that will come at you, especially if they come from higher altitude, and it's very easy to make them compress and to make them overshoot and then to fly after them. The energy retention and the acceleration definitely make sure that you can shoot at them when they fly away. So all in all, this is definitely a plane that I like, and I had a lot of fun in it, guys. So take a look at her. 5.3, it's doable. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.